Books on the Brain.
Welcome back to Books on the Brain, a podcast of books and nonsense. I'm Danielle,
I'm Deirdre.
and we are here to read some books. Well, actually, talk about some books we're
Read some books.
reading.
Ooh, I just turned
Read
on
some books
another
ours.
light. Wow, that was amazing.
Whoa! All of a sudden, you're glowing. What a glowing goddess!
I was like, it's kind of dark in here, and I was like, there's one less light on.
You look beautiful. You
Thanks.
look. I'll turn on my other light. Can you tell
Yeah,
that? No,
I love your shirt.
thanks.
Is it a
It's
shirt?
like it is a shirt. It's a shirt, but I'm wearing my pajama shirt underneath because I don't want to take it off.
And
Um, so yeah, it has a little tie, so I can't really wear it to work. It's like
mm,
a half croppy thing, but I think it makes me look like you know those bus seats in Greyhound buses.
no,
Have you ever been on a Greyhound bus?
I don't think so.
Not even for like a band trip. I feel like
No,
I was went
no,
on Greyhound buses for band trips or like
no.
ski
They
trips.
usually rented other. I'm trying to think. We had like a giant like coach bus thing when we went to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's the same. It's tomato,
Oh,
tomato.
okay.
And like on the inside, there's like the reason I say Greyhound is because they would have these patterns on them.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
but maybe yours was not as cool as the ones in Alberta were.
Maybe. I honestly can't remember.
But
I
the seats were like this pattern. They're like colored, like it looks like the inside of like glow bowling or like roller rink.
That's fun.
Yeah, I like it.
They have to keep it visually stimulating.
I would rather they don't because I feel like it makes me more nauseous.
Fair.
I'm like, don't put a pattern in front of me.
Yeah.
Don't put anything in front of me. I don't want to give me a little mask so I can
Yeah.
go. Give me a little mask. How's life? What's kicking? What's new with you?
Life is good. I saw Sinners last night.
Ooh, how was it?
I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna spoil anything. Obviously,
Don't
I don't know if
spoil.
people have seen it,
No.
even though this episode's coming out for a while, but I don't know if you've seen it actually.
Oh, don't. I want to see it too.
Okay, it's so good. I
Mhm.
saw it last night with a friend and her friends, and it was like this series of unfortunate events because my friend's friends tried to go like a week ago and the sound wasn't working in the theater, so they gave them vouchers, but because they're AMC A-list like premiere subscribers, they were like, we'll just give you guys the vouchers and then we'll just sign up through our A-list because we like didn't lose any money
Yeah.
on this. And I was like, that's so nice of you. Thank you. So I got to go on a voucher. And they're like, I just hope the sound works. Like, I just want to get
Yeah.
there and the sound works. We get there and we're trying to use the vouchers to get our seats. And it's saying that there's not enough seats for how many we have selected. And we're looking on the app, we're looking at the seating chart, and it's like, it doesn't look like it's sold out. Like, are people literally
Yeah.
checking out right now? And the guy working was like, hang on, let me see if I can do it on my end because shocker, we've gone so robotic that there's
Yeah.
only one person working the movie till.
Yeah.
TBT to being a child when there was like five people at the counter ready to help you. Like,
I know.
shocker, you need people to troubleshoot certain things.
Shocking.
So he's like on his little walkie-talkie and he's like, I don't know if they're gonna show this movie. And we were like, what do you mean?
You legally
Like,
have.
he was like, I could um get you guys into the next showing, which was an hour later. And we were all like, you know what? We're already out. We're out and about. We just had dinner. We're feeling good. Like we can go get ice cream and just like
Mm.
chill.
Yeah.
Which is so that feels so like night at the movies. Like,
Love.
you know, especially like in the summer. Like it was really nice out last night.
Yeah.
And not really. It had like just rained. It's been raining for days and days and days in New York, but it was like not raining, cool enough, but like not too cool that you were like freezing. It was actually
Yeah.
like breezy and whatever. So we were like, there's no way. And he was like, just hang on. And we were in the lobby for probably 15 minutes waiting for this guy to figure out what was going on. And he was like, yeah, so this is not showing. 7:45, there's a leak in the theater. Um, so I can I'll fix your tickets and I'll get you guys into the next showing. And we were like, cool, okay. So we went and got ice cream. We literally walked back to the restaurant that we had eaten dinner at because there's an ice cream place like just the next
Yeah.
block of it.
Yeah.
Um, and then we like got our ice cream and literally turned right back around and walked back to the movie theater.
Yeah.
And thankfully we saw it. There was no glitches the second time, but it really felt like a comedy of errors for these poor people that were just trying to see this movie for the second week in a row. Um, so all things considered, it was great. It was a fabulous movie. Um, I was very, very, very impressed.
Mhm.
I loved Ruth's costume design. I loved the acting in it. I loved the music.
Yeah.
There was like a huge cultural element to it, which I think a lot of
Yeah.
people know just based on the commentary about the movie. Like, not just like a black culture, like the Irish culture in Appalachia, and also a little bit of Native culture too. And
Yeah.
I kind of wish that had been parsed out a little bit, but the movie
Of
takes
course.
place over the course of 24 hours.
Mm.
So it is limiting in that way. So
Mm.
for how much they put into this 24 hours and how much you're able to take away in that amount of time, I was really impressed.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It looks great. Looks great. Hopefully it sounded great. Hopefully the sound was worth
Oh,
it.
the sound was working
Hopefully it
for
was worth it in the
sure.
end. Yeah.
The my only thing,
Yeah.
I am convinced that Michael B. Jordan has to have in his contract,
Yeah.
he just wears a white tank top and a harness.
Hot.
Because that's the poster, right? Like there's only a handful of posters where it's him as the twins in
Yeah.
the 1930s wear.
Yeah.
Most of the posters are him in the white tank top with the leather harness.
I
And
don't
I'm
blame him.
like, he all of a sudden was wearing that. Like it was very abrupt. And then all of a sudden I was like, everybody else is wearing very specific clothes.
Yeah.
And you are not. And your biceps are so big.
So big.
And nobody else's are. It was so funny. Like me and my friend were talking about it on the way back. We were just like, I don't know that anybody would get that jacked back then. Like,
Yeah.
I just maybe they did, but I don't know. That feels like kind of like a modern thing. And
Yes.
there were a couple moments where he was like embracing this person or like standing next to somebody. His bicep was the size of their head. I was,
Just so
and you
they
know
got
what?
intended.
I wasn't mad.
No, how can you be mad?
It was so nice to look at.
You were like, I'm shocked, but I'm not upset.
No, no, no. So I had a great time. I was actually really surprised by how much I liked it because you know me, and I'm sure if you're listening to the
Yeah.
podcast and you've listened for a while, you've kind of figured out that I'm not a horror girl. Like I am in books. I can
Sure.
deal with
Yeah.
horror in fantasy books, but I'm very specific about the horror and the gore that I intake, and I
Yeah.
can't usually do it visually. Like I I can't think of a movie as gory that I've watched as this one.
Hmm.
Maybe that's a lie. Like I'm trying to like roll through my Rolodex of fantasy movies that I've watched that
You
maybe
watch Nosferatu?
mm-mm.
Hmm.
I need to, actually.
I don't know if you need to. That's a hot take. I didn't love it.
I want to watch it for the costumes.
You can look at pictures.
I know.
You could save yourself a couple hours. I did not like it. And that
Hot
is a very hot
take.
take because people loved it. I did not
Yeah.
like it. I think I told you my anecdotal thing about Nosferatu was I was so glad that the Paranormal Activity 2 so there's a convention in Paranormal Activity 2. Everyone's getting the spiel now,
Yeah.
where um they set up a camera on a fan because there's no surveillance cameras because it's like a prequel.
Yes.
And the fan scans the room, and that's the horror of it. Is like, oh, it's gonna scan, and then by the time you get, what, there's gonna be something there, right? But this one too does the same shit,
Mm. We did
where
talk about this. This is ringing a bell.
you're like, yes,
I was
and I was
like, what are
like,
you talking about?
my letterbox review was like, I'm so glad to see the Paranormal Activity 2 camera is still getting work today in 2025. Good for her. Because there were so many slow panning shots, and then it would pan back, and I was like, what in the world of this movie would do that? At
Yeah.
least in Paranormal Activity 2, they set up the convention that it's on an oscillating fan,
Right.
right? Nosferatu, who you can look. You
Yeah.
have you have a neck. You can call it. You don't have to slow down. It's crazy. Anyway.
So yeah, I didn't see Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't think Lord of the Rings is as gory as
No.
um this. Yeah, I can't
You
think
mean
of
like bloody?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it's gory, the
Yeah.
Sinners. Um it gets quite visually stimulating.
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know if
Yeah.
that's what I mean, but that's
That's okay.
that's what came to mind. Um no, that's what I mean.
And that's
Um,
fair. That's fair.
so I was like, yeah. But I didn't mind it. I thought that I was gonna have a much harder time taking it in, especially
Yeah.
like seeing the initial setup for how much there was gonna be. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And then I was like, no, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm good. Um,
There.
and it was great.
Amazing. So good.
Yeah. What about you?
Um, just teaching my life away. Teaching my life away. I guess I can talk about this now because I don't actually know. We I'm a teacher in Alberta, Alberta, Canada, in case you didn't know. And we just voted to, we got a mediator's report on trying to settle things between us and the budget and the government. And teachers voted no, they did not accept the mediator's recommendation. So we will vote on a strike soon.
Mm.
So I've been all sunshines and rainbows. Just kidding. I've not. I've been a little worried little guy. So
Just
I've been
kidding.
watching. Take two guesses. What do you think I'm rewatching right now?
The host.
No, it's a TV show. Let me
Okay.
be.
TV show. Vampire Diaries?
No, I never watched Vampire Diaries.
Are vampires involved at all?
No.
What are you rewatching?
All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories. It's from the musical episode of where
Oh,
I've
Grace.
been. Yeah.
Duh. Oh my God. Duh.
Yeah. I just got to the hospital shooting episode. Uh,
Classic.
Classic. That there's like milestones. There's the hospital shooting episode, spoiler alert, and then spoiler alert, the plane crash episode. Those are like my how I tell time in the series. I'm like, okay, I'm here. Now I'm here.
I have
Everything.
I have Denny
I hate. I
and
hate.
then hospital shooting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
And
hate that.
then the weirdly, the documentary episode.
The documentary episode is, I think, funny. I really
I
think.
love it. I like it.
I think it's really funny. Um, yeah, and then the I know there's new seasons. I'm not interested in watching them. I
Of
have
Grace.
watched them, but I will not be rewatching them. I didn't like them.
Of Grace.
Yes, I have no interest. The last intern group I like is Stephanie, the curly hair,
And Joe.
and Joe. Everyone else, I'm like, Mike Chang comes from Glee. He's a,
Oh yeah.
I, yeah. So I'm watching Grace again. So nobody knows where they might end up. Nobody knows. That's
Okay,
all.
so you said you're watching two things, right?
No, I said two guesses what I'm
Oh, two
watching.
guesses.
Just- I'm watching Grey's and I'm watching the new season of Game Changer on Dropout, which
Mm.
uh, I hope our demographic of people who listen to our podcast and also watch Game Changer is a circle because I think everyone would love it. It's such a
I need to
delightful
get
show.
Dropout.
You do. It's the best subscription I have. I watch everything on it. It's so delightful.
That's how I feel about Peacock.
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys have
I
Peacock.
was gonna say I don't know what the Canadian equivalent of Peacock is.
It's like all the Bravo and NBC shows. So like Traders, Love Island, The Housewives. Um,
Maybe it's just Peacock. I don't know. I don't think we have a Canadian equivalent.
it's like all the reality competition shows.
Oh,
Show.
okay. That sounds delightful and
Yeah.
wonderful.
And they've been getting a lot of really good movie licenses. Like they got Wicked first as
Okay.
a streamer, not because Amazon obviously had it to sell, but free to stream, free with your subscription. It was Peacock.
Amazing. That's wonderful. Um, the most recent episode of Game Changer, the idea is that I don't know if you know the idea of Game Changer, but every episode is a different game.
Okay.
So it's a game show where it's a little different. So the most recent one was uh the the players had to there was a machine that was wheeled out that was like all bits, some bits, no bits, because they're comedians.
Mhm.
So the machine gets broken on no bits. So they for the whole episode have to do everything incredibly earnestly. So it's like in an Italian accent, please order this. And it's like they have to try so hard not to do a bit and they have to just do it. So then at one point they have to do karaoke and sing Kiss of a Rose from Seal, but very earnestly. Like it's so funny.
Love that.
So funny. At the end, the last thing they do is they have to learn choreography to Seal's Kiss from a Rose because that was the first time Dropout had ever paid for a licensing to a song.
Yeah.
And it was $15,000 for them to license this one song, but they could use it as many times as they wanted. So they used
Oh.
it for the karaoke and then they used it for the choreography. And uh, I have to tell you, there's a bit that they all have to audition for the Joker, so they get in full Joker costume, makeup, everything,
Hmm.
and they have to very earnestly audition for the Joker.
Yep.
So then, still in these costumes and makeup, they have to do this interpretive dance to Seal's Kiss from a Rose. It's so funny. I'm hee hee heeing, ha ha haing. It's and they take it so seriously. It's so funny.
That is hysterical.
It's just like I think it's so and it's just delightful and every show's different and you it's just like they put so much money into it and also Dropout pays their actors to audition,
Oh,
which I'm like new industry standard.
yeah,
Pay people to audition,
for real.
pay them to audition, which is like anyway. That's my plug. If you don't have Dropout, it's like $5 a month or something, or going up to 5.75 or something. It's really cheap.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm a
Love,
fan.
love.
All
Okay,
right,
so
let's
Danielle
get
is
it.
going to tell us what we are doing today.
Yes, we are doing uh, a spin on our 1 star review vibe. So, Deirdre and I have both gone through different books and pulled 1 star reviews, and we're gonna read them to each other, and then we have to guess what book it goes with. What book is it referring to? Um,
We don't know if we have any crossover,
no, and I hope we do, and I
and
hope we don't know that they're crossovers.
I have no idea if I've used any of these books in the last time we did this because it was
Oh,
so long ago.
no.
So this is the new updated one. You don't have to go back and listen to the other
No,
episode.
that's none of our business.
Mm,
Unless you're gonna leave a comment, then sure you can go back.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But that's in the past. And the comment can't be, you used this one already.
no, that's actually illegal. You can't do that. Sorry. Would you like to go first? Would you like
I
me to go first?
can. I'm gonna read you a
Okay.
couple reviews and then you let me know.
Okay.
The first one is short and sweet. If this book
Yeah.
was a spice, it'd be flour.
Okay.
I'm guessing all the 5 stars are for the synopsis and not because people actually read it, right?
That's crazy. Okay.
Um, the more I think about this book, the less I like it. The writing style was very millennial, with jokes that didn't land properly, and the pace of their relationship felt clunky and awkward. Every step they took romantically resulted in weird tension and miscommunication, and overall, the book was so overfilled with different plot lines that it was hard to care about all of them, which in the end just made me not care about anything.
I don't know. Sounds like a romance book.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got that. I'm trying to see if there's any that might give you more of a hint than the
That's
millennial.
okay because you already are doing more than I did one review per book. I'm just letting you in. I'm just like, do you get the vibe from it? So you're already being kind to me.
Okay,
No,
here's another one. Uh,
okay.
I guess I'm the outlier on this one because all I see are gushing reviews or a couple mediocre reviews. Meanwhile, I hated this book, and it's not a romance. It's women's fiction with a quick dash of flavorless romance at the end. Huh. Much like what the heroine writes because she does not write romance. Stop saying she's a romance writer.
Okay, this is Must Be Beach Read by Emily Henry.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Ding ding ding.
Yay. Okay. Um, okay, here's one that has two reviews because I thought both of them were really funny and it couldn't say no. Okay. The first one, which one gives it? They both say the author's name because it's very integral to the
Oh,
book.
okay.
Um, First one is haven't read, but hate seeing Colleen Hoover fans happy. And the second one is not gonna read it, just wanted to give Coho 1 star because I hate her.
Is it it ends with us?
Close.
The sequel?
Yeah. Starts with us. I was like, I also don't want to see her fans happy. Very much so.
No.
Oh, made me, I was like, tee,
Gee.
giggle.
Yeah. I would forgot every title of every book she's written.
Because who cares? Who cares?
Ding ding ding. Ding ding ding. Okay. This is kind of a long one and or maybe not. If I had picked this book, if I had picked up this book outside of this series, I would have DNF'd and said it wasn't for me. Or if I did force myself to finish it, which I did have to force myself to finish this, I might have been more lenient than I am now. I still would not have liked it, but I'd just say it's too juvenile for me. But I feel that a standard has been set for this series, and not only is it lesser quality, I think it's actively bad
Okay, series.
series.
Lesser quality. Is this it sounds like YA-ish.
Mhm.
Is it what the hell is
Yep,
that
I
word?
have more.
Okay, sorry, keep going.
A formulaic, exploitative, tired, uninspired, fan-servicing misery porn product. In
Right.
other words, the perfect book for these times of performative writing and franchise-driven storytelling.
Okay, I have a very strong feeling
Yeah,
about what it
what do you
is.
think?
King of Scars.
No.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Um, I know I had another one.
Okay, series. Is this Sunrise on the Reaping?
Yeah.
I was like, what has had sequels
Yep.
recently?
Yep.
Okay, crazy. But unsurprising that people feel that way.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Wait. Okay. I don't know if you'll know this one. This book is what I see in the corner of my room while having sleep paralysis. But it's not a horror book.
Is that it? Is that all I get?
Oh yeah.
Is it Akatar?
No, but it I don't think you've read this book. I really
Okay.
don't. But it's an early 2000s YA dystopian thing.
Divergent?
No.
YA dystopian.
But the author's still putting out books in the series today.
The Shatter Me? Shatter Me?
Yeah. There's like a whole chunk of the first book where the main character, Julia, is like locked away in an insane asylum and she just talks to herself.
Oh,
And so it gives very sleep paralysis, David. I thought it was funny.
yeah. I haven't read those books, so
Oh
unsurprising.
shoot, there
But
was
it's okay.
another one. Okay, can I just read the other one? I forgot there was two.
Please do.
3 days to finish this. 2 nervous breakdowns while reading it. 7 attempts wondering why I'm torturing myself with this. Oh, sorry, 7 times wondering why I'm torturing myself with this. 5 attempts to give it up, but pushing through. 4 hours of yelling at my friend who recommended this. An infinite number of eye rolls at this book.
Mhm.
Don't know. I just thought it was like, it's been 3 days to finish this book. 2 nervous breakdowns while I was reading. Do you know the Bare Naked Lady song? Or is that too Canadian? Really? It's
Sorry.
been 1 week since you looked at me. Hands in your hands, I'm sorry.
Please keep going.
No. He says Chinese chicken. I know he says that.
I actually had a really hard time picking books because we haven't done this in a year. And even though we've like lightly talked about the books we've been reading,
Yeah.
I'm not as in tune with what we are on top of as a duo.
No, not at all.
So I was like, what books am I gonna pick for this?
I literally just put books that I either read recently or like I thought I could find a funny review for.
Okay,
Okay, hit me
ready?
with yes.
I genuinely could not stop cringing the entire time. I fear this entire book gave me the ick. I should have known when she said that's so 50 Shades that that this wasn't it. I just think the writing style didn't do it for me in any way, shape, or form. So that's numero uno.
Not so 50 Shades of Grey.
Uh,
What did she say?
that's so 50 Shades.
That's so 50 Shades of Grey. Okay. I already have an idea what I think it is, but continue.
Okay. Um, I think the kink got lost in printing of this book. I would rather
Yeah.
jump off a cliff into a deep end water than read this again.
Okay, because tell me what book this is. Uh, I can't do it. Can someone tell me which chapter all these characters drown in the deep end water and die?
I almost just read that one. I thought that one was so funny.
It's like it gives it away, but I was like, that is so
I
funny.
know. I was like, I I want to make it hard, but I don't want to make it that hard. Um, somebody else said 50 Shades of Grey, Shein version.
That's really funny.
Rough. I will say, scrolling down, because obviously I wanted to look through a lot of them.
Sure.
There were quite a few that I don't disagree with. They were mad at because if anybody hasn't read Deep End, the whole concept is that the main character gets together with her friend's ex-boyfriend and
Yeah.
they
The
break
friend
up.
kind of sets them up. Yeah.
Right. Who sets them up? And then you find out that he has like kind of been obsessed
With
with
her.
the main character the whole time he's been dating, not the whole time he's been dating her, but for a good portion of the time he's been
Because that's
dating.
Allie Hazelwood to a T, you guys. That's in all of her books.
Yeah. And a lot of people just could not get on board with like best friend's boyfriend or like good friend's boyfriend. And I was like, you know what? It's not for everybody.
Sure. But
It's
I
not going to
think
be for everybody.
we got people out here reading the craziest stuff.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
can't get into a consensual relationship between two adults that are not related.
Yeah.
Teach their own, I guess.
You each their own.
I feel like there's bigger fish to fry personally. Okay. My twin, my twin, my twin.
What's next?
Um okay. I try not to go in order, but maybe I just will. Okay. I don't know if you'll know this one, but I thought it was so funny. 30% of this book is an Italian cookbook, and the remaining 70% is lost potential, DNF'd at 60%. This is an OG book talk favorite.
Oh.
And there was another one that I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but it was like the only good thing about this book was its cover because the cover is really pretty.
An Italian cookbook and a book talk OG.
Book talk OG. Um, I would say not everybody, but like when people were recommending, if
Hmm.
you like in the first wave of book talk, this was often grouped in.
Is it a Tessa Bailey?
No, it is like a romantasy.
Oh. A romantasy. Okay, I have to remind myself that some people aren't going to be watching the YouTube video, and so this is not helpful. So let me talk this.
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking romantasy. Okay, who were the romantasy authors that people were recommending at the beginning?
And
Not
it,
Sarah Janet, is it?
no, you know I would not include a Sarah J. The fact that we
That's
both
the
got through,
second time I've asked.
but you know, the fact that neither of us mentioned a Sarah Janet book in our 30 for 30, we were feeling some type of way. We
Yeah,
are not.
for
No Sarah
real.
Janet. No
For
Sarah Janet.
real. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Um, okay, so she was mentioned a lot back then,
This, I think it technically is YA, but it might be new adult. And it's a series.
and it's a series.
Yes.
Okay. Have I read it?
I've read it, but I don't know if you've read it. But I've only read the first book.
Oh my God. It's not Victoria Aveyard.
No, it's something of the something.
Blank of the blank. Kingdom of Ash?
No, so
The
close.
Fallen?
No, Kingdom of the
Heart.
uh
Wicked?
yeah.
Who is it? Is that Carrie Maniscalco?
It is Carrie Maniscalco. Kingdom of the Wicked. It has like the skull with the snake on the cover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That book is just Italian recipes and like beat for beat everything. They're like, yes, we're making this Italian dish. This much of this. We're cutting that. Like it's so much cooking in that book for like
That's so funny.
it doesn't really have anything to do with the plot, but it's very funny. I was like a tee hee hee giggle giggle.
I have not thought about that series in a very long time. Clearly.
But was very recommended.
Yes, it was. It was highly recommended. Or heavily recommended, I should say. Highly has a different connotation.
The traffic was high on that.
For sure. For sure.
Almost. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So this is a pretty long review. I don't know if I'm going to read the whole thing, but
Yeah.
it might just be what I read. Here is a chronological timeline of the notes I took as I read, most of them taken many months apart from each other every time I bravely attempted to finish this book. I request flowers and much sympathy. I think the existence of this book is sabotaging my ability to read. Worst experience of my life. I've read Thesaurus's more interesting. Feels like the skeleton of a book, a fake book, just a bunch of tropes held together with string. I bought this to celebrate the opening of something. Bad Omen. Oh wait. Every book I have unfinished takes 5 years off my life. It hurts me deeply. Unfortunately, in this case, the act of reading it has already stolen 10 years. My back aches, my wrinkles deepen. Bingo suddenly seems suspiciously interesting. Um, and then let me find you. Where'd it go? Someone said, absolutely not. Immediately no. A lot of them talk about it being very boring. That's just the
Okay.
review consensus is that it is boring. Who needs a 30-page prologue? It was torture trying to get through that, so I didn't even attempt the rest of the book. I might try and pick it up again, but only because I own it.
Is this Realm Breaker? That's the only reason. I was like, yeah, the prologue was so
It
long.
was a long prologue.
It was
And she knows that. She owned up to it.
oh, and the thing is, it's setting up so much. There was no way it could be shorter.
Right.
Unless she did a part one, part two, part three, and the part one was this. But that is very. I was like long prologue, Realmbreaker. That is correct.
The amount of people that said it was boring. Also, the amount of people that were like, I made it to page 400 and I just can't finish it. I'm like,
Finish
you're
it.
basically done. What?
Skim the rest of it. And my
Also,
like
I hate to break it to you, it's the first book in a series.
in
Like,
a
yeah,
fantasy series,
in a
brother, it
fantasy
is world
series.
building.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Someone was like, she keeps throwing in these words, and I guess it's world building. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is, actually.
Yes. I hope not. That's crazy. Okay. Here's one for you. This one's misleading, but
Oh.
I think it's very funny. Stop with the poems already. Ugh. There's in fact no poems in this book.
Oh, not one?
No, there's a convention in the book where there's text in verse, but
Okay.
it is not a poem.
Text in verse.
Yeah.
Clap when they land?
No. Uh
Is it YA?
it is YA.
Is the whole book in verse?
No. Just
Oh.
just snippets.
Oh. Is it contemporary? Fantasy?
It is dystopian.
Oh. Have I said it already?
Yes.
Is it Divergent?
No.
Oh. Is it what's the other one I said? Because it was
Sunrise on the Reaping.
oh. Oh.
The person thought all the songs were poems, and I was like, "Oh, girl,
Come
you,
on.
you, there's so you got to start at the beginning because there's this whole thing where
There's,
there's lots of singing in this
there's a lot
series."
of singing. Also, you
I,
clearly didn't read ballad.
which I was like,
There are
okay,
significantly more songs in ballad.
it's every second page. Like I just stop with the poems already. I was like, they're not poems,
They're
they're
not poems.
songs. It just
I get
oh.
it. It's not for everybody. It is kind of weird. Some
Hey,
like to
you
have more
hate it?
than one sometimes. It's a very Tolkien thing to do. Um,
Totally. Where it's like you're learning lore and history from these songs, but also if you really hate it, you can just skip it. You can just go and keep going. But that was I should have attached it on to your Sunrise and the Reaping, but my
that's okay.
apologies. My apologies.
I only have two more, but I can also look up a couple more if you want
I
me to.
have a couple more, but they're short. So let me do some rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay. Some rapid fire. If I have to read another Crooked Smile again, I'm gonna die.
I
Oh,
think
this is another
I
you've
think
already
I looked at that one. Is that Deep End
no.
or is it Beach Read?
Speech read. Okay. I don't think Raylos deserve human rights. Sorry.
Is it Love Hypothesis?
Yes. If I had $1 million for every cliche in this book, of which there are a multitude, I'd still regret spending $20 on this 498 pages of mess.
Ah, is it
I
four?
chose, oh, sorry,
No. 400 pages of mess,
498, so almost 500,
500 pages with a lot of cliches. You name
which
of
is
that?
giving a certain genre.
Is it from Blood and Ash?
No, but in the neighborhood.
In the Neighborhood? Fourth Wing?
Yes.
In
In the neighborhood.
the
Yes.
neighborhood. Um,
Uh, okay, I've got one, two, three, four left. So I'll
okay.
do.
Do one more and then I have three more. Actually, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Exhausting middle-aged man rambles on and tries too hard to be deep.
Frederick Bachman.
No, but excellent guess. Exhausting middle-aged white man rambles on, tries too hard to be deep.
Is it Game of Thrones?
Nope.
Uh, I feel
It's
like
not fiction. That's your hint.
it's not fiction. Oh, is
No.
it the Anthropocene reviewed?
Yeah. I was like, he is a middle-aged white man rambling, but I like it. I like it.
Like it.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. There is a preface to this one where the
Oh
person went
God.
back and was like, I wrote this
Update.
15 years ago. So they were like, please stop commenting on my intelligence. I was a pretentious 17-year-old.
That's so funny. Okay, I'm excited.
So this book is quite possibly the most insipid novel I have ever read in my life. I
It's
love insipid.
17-year-old insipid.
Why this book is so highly treasured by society is beyond me. It is 345 pages of nothing. The characters are like wispy shadows of something that could be interesting. The language that could be beautiful ends up becoming difficult to decipher and lead me to more than once skip over entire paragraphs because I became tired of having to stumble through them only to emerge unsatisfied. And the
Same.
plot is non-existent. I don't care what anyone says. This is not great literature. This is a snore.
Okay, it's 300 pages, it said.
Yeah, it's almost 400. It's 345. And then this one says, Jesus Christ, just have sex.
Jesus Christ, just has sex. It's not the Bible, is it?
No.
Bible's way longer than 345 pages.
Yeah.
Those pages are thin too. It's probably like a million pages.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ just has sex. Is it the Da Vinci Code?
No. P to the double O P.
E to the double O.
P
Yeah.
P to the double O P is what this person said.
Poop.
Flowery, pretentious writing does not a good story make.
Is it The Hobbit?
No.
Is it fantasy? It sounds like it's fantasy.
Mm-mm.
So fiction?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's
Is it The
like,
Great Gatsby? Would I have read it in high school?
you might have. So a lot of people do.
And it's not The Great Gatsby?
Not Great Gatsby.
Is it uh 1984?
Mm-mm.
No,
Earlier.
I feel like
Earlier than every single one you've mentioned.
Les Mis.
No.
But it's short. Why did I even say Les Mis? Okay. Pretentious writing. Pretentious writing, but short. And it's not Great Gatsby.
It's not Great Gatsby.
And it's written by a man.
No, it's written by a woman.
Oh, MG. Is it Frankenstein?
No. Although that would be a fun one to look up.
But it's not a romance.
It kind of is.
It's kind of a romance.
It,
Is it
it is. It is.
is it an Austen?
Yeah.
Pride and Prejudice. Interesting. Those are some interesting takes on Pride and Prejudice.
Right?
I'm like, yeah, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think if people were going to have problems with it, there would be different problems.
Right? I do think like a 17-year-old who
Oh,
isn't into Austen, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
I
Like
forgot the
you
context, absolutely.
you are either a 17-year-old who loves Austen or
Yeah.
you're not into it.
Or you're like, I'm gonna read my Twilight. Get me out of here. Okay, crazy. All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Okay. Uh I know you've read this one. I Omega versed Too Close to the Sun. I do in fact regret reading this. Lol.
Is it Lola?
Yeah. Omega versed Too Close to the
I
Sun.
do not regret reading those books.
I think they're fun. I
I
think they're
know
a
that.
fun little romp. I'm like, tee hee. It's a
Tee
little tee hee,
tee hee hee is right.
but like a cozy tee hee hee. But also, it's like the perfect hurt comfort. If you were a hurt comfort person, where it's like, I want a little bit of like angst, but I also want things to be okay.
Right.
It's good.
Um, you also like you have to be on board with the poly of it all.
You can't even like that
Like,
can't be a question. If that's not for you, don't read Omegaverse.
yeah, exactly. And I think that is usually what turns people off is they just can't get on board with the like do of it all.
Yeah, it's like the but I'm like I feel like why chooses are so more popular than they were 5 years ago right now
Yeah.
in the book sphere that I'm like, if that's not your cup of tea, why are you picking up this book and why are you leaving a comment?
Yeah.
That's on you, brother. The thing is, like, I'm pretty sure Lil and the Millionaires in the first, like, they give a, like, this is what this is in the,
Yes,
like, they give a little breakdown. So I'm like, if you read it and then you're like, whoa,
that's on you.
exactly.
Okay. Uh, how is this book popular? Question mark, question mark.
Okay.
I've read, I feel like I've read this book before, so I quickly became bored of this.
Hmm.
It felt like the author wrote a subpar mafia romance and then changed the names of the characters to the names of the gods.
No, this is Neon Bonds. No, no. But
Yeah,
you know what? Sure. If that's what you thought,
that's what you thought. And it's
or
okay.
for me.
I recently recommended this to somebody and they loved it.
Yeah, because it's a, again, it's a tee hee hee fun little romp.
Exactly.
A tee hee hee, we're escaping this
Also,
awful place
like
we.
they were looking for something so specific, and I was like, "This here you go." And they were like, nom nom."
They said thank you.
And I was like, "Yeah, I know.
You're
You're welcome."
um okay. This one think is crazy. But no matter what, they're gonna eat the pig. I thought the giving tree was just plain frightening. What an awful lesson for a child. For me, blank belongs in the same category. Instead, green eggs and ham, please.
The Charlotte's Web.
Yeah,
They eat the pig?
no, but they're like they're going to. They're gonna eat the pig.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm like, it's a pig on a farm. And like, yeah, it's a special pig, but at some point he's gonna die and they're gonna eat him,
Can you eat
right?
a pig if it dies of natural causes?
If a tree falls in a forest. I don't know. Leave a comment below. Do you think if an animal that if it dies of old I, I mean, if you die in an apartment, your cats eat you. Is that not the same thing?
What?
There's like animals, pets, if you pass away in your apartment, they will eat you. And that's just something you have to come to terms with. And you have to have friends so that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. That is my biggest fear. And my roommates.
Is having cats eat? You guys don't have cats.
No, no. Not that part.
Oh,
Uh,
oh.
dying in our apartment and nobody knowing.
I would know. I'd be like, she hasn't sent me a voice memo in a couple days. Something's going on.
Wrong. But even that, like if it's been more than 24 hours,
Things
because
are
it
getting crazy.
happens. It happens to people.
It does. And that's why they know pets will eat their owners if they pass away because they're like, I'm hungry. Which is why, circling back to the pig dying of natural causes, is it safe to do so?
Hmm,
So, my hypothesis is if within a certain window, probably.
maybe. I guess it depends on what killed the pig.
Yeah, if it was just like sleeping and never woke up versus like I had this thing wrong with
But
me.
here's the thing, like
Yeah.
if
Yeah, please go on.
if I'm so sorry we're talking about this. We're gonna
No,
put a
this
trigger
is
warning
funny.
at the beginning of the episode.
No, don't. Just leave it.
Um, if you do it controlled, like this
Like in a
this
science
pig
lab.
dies and then immediately is like on ice or whatever, it's a
Yeah.
much more controlled environment where I'm wondering if like if it dies and it's like 12 or 24 hours before you start the process, if it's too late.
Mm. Mm. To counter that offer, Fern, the little girl in Charlotte's Web, loves that stupid little pig
Hmm.
and is always around that stupid little pig.
Yeah.
So in my scenario, in my head, she's there while he passes.
Oh,
So
okay.
she would know right away.
And then she would eat him.
Well, I wouldn't put it past her stupid little brother to eat him. I don't know if Fern would. I feel like Fern has to be a vegetarian at this point.
Yeah. I still haven't read Charlotte's Web.
What?
Yeah,
It's sad.
I
You
know.
better, you better not eat me.
What a cutie.
He might.
He looks so content.
You going to eat me?
Hmm.
Eyes of a
We're
killer.
just staring at Danielle's cat, everybody that's not on the YouTube.
Oh, the baby, you better be.
On the YouTube. Okay,
Okay.
this is my last one.
Oh yes, your turn. Sorry.
So, trying to think how long it's been since I read a book this bad. Oh, right, never.
Wait, say that again.
Trying to think how long it's been since I read a book this bad. Oh, right, never.
That's crazy.
I wanted to like this book. I really did. The concept was great. The world was creative and beautiful. But then insert character name happened. Oh boy.
Next.
DNF. It was too slow. I just cannot. I don't understand all the hyped. All the hyped. Maybe one day I would pick it up again, but not now. I don't want to waste my time with a book that don't connect with my inner feelings.
I don't.
However, the author's writing is something I would recommend to anyone who interested. Quite great, actually.
Is this Holly Black?
No.
Okay.
It is a friend of the pod.
Fantasy or romance?
Fantasy.
Is it a Schwab?
Hmm.
I'm trying to think which book though.
If things like plot, character development, and non-cheesy dialogue are important to you, I would avoid this book.
Probably Addie then.
No, actually.
Darker Shades.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I don't think that I don't that doesn't resonate true with me.
Me neither, clearly.
It's very true.
Insert
That's very
myself.
true. Insert yourself.
Oh.
Okay. I've got two. Oh, I've got one.
Wait,
Sorry.
before we go, I remembered as I was reading through the Shades ones that one of the reviews for Victoria's for Realmbreaker was
Yeah.
it said, I thought this was going to be a medieval Six of Crows. And I was like, was it comped to Six of
Yeah,
Crows?
I was about to say, who said that?
Because it's not a heist.
Not at all.
So why it was, I don't think it was ever comped to Six of Crows.
No, it was if the A team dies, what happens, which is nothing to do with Six of Crows. That
Ding,
is
ding,
just
ding.
strange.
I was like, yeah, no wonder you didn't like it.
No, if someone told you that, that is fair. You should get your money back because that's not what it
It's,
is.
it's not. It's not Six of Crows.
Okay. Okay. Last one. In 2010, two Russian-born physicists won the Nobel Prize for discovering graphene, carbon atoms bonded together in a repeating hexagonal pattern. It is the first essentially two-dimensional material ever made. Blank managed to conceive a novel even thinner. Poorly written, poorly constructed, poorly researched, superficial, cliche. I hate to even suggest it, but key aspects of the book are even misogynist. For a romance novel of this era, that's no mean feat.
For a romance novel of this era?
This era, yes. Not like it's not
Yeah, yeah,
historical.
yeah. Okay, so it's like within the last 5 years.
Mm, less 10,
Less 10. Okay. Is
but
it
contemporary.
it's contemporary, not a
Yeah,
historical.
no.
Contemporary romance that is two-dimensional.
This thin.
Thin. Um,
Just like in 2010, two Russian
I know,
physicists.
what a way to start. I was like,
I
where's
was
this
like, ooh,
going?
they drew me in.
Yeah, no, they hooked me. They hooked me for sure. Um, okay. Who are contemporary romance authors? What a terrible game for me to play when I
I know.
can't remember literally anything.
Purely romance. It's not like any kind of fantasy elements, just contemporary romance.
The 50 Shades of Grey?
No, that's not thin. That's just dust. I don't know.
This, whatever this is.
This at least has a little something to it.
It's just romance.
This specific book by the author is a sports romance, but not all of the author's books are sports
Is it
romances.
Olivia Dade?
No. Olivia Dade, way more substance.
She's got lots of substance.
She does. I like her books.
A sports romance. Elle Kennedy?
No, no.
Sports romance. Last 10 years.
It's poorly written, poorly constructed, poorly researched.
Orly Icebreaker?
No. Getting closer though.
Okay.
Different sport.
Um,
Different sport.
what kind is it an American sport? Oh, is it one of Mariana Zapata's? It's not from Look Up with Love, is it? So it's the Wall of Winnipeg?
The Wall of Winnipeg and Me.
Wall of Winnipeg and Me.
I
Wow.
was like, I don't know why this reviewer was like, I'm going in on this. I was like, I thought it was fine.
Right.
Uh, but she just goes in on this book, and I thought it
For
was very
real.
anyway, that's our time.
That's our
Time. Um,
some people are
that
so
was
creative.
people are my one star reviews are like, this was racist.
Yeah, yeah.
Ding ding. Or I DNF'd this. Ding ding.
Well, because usually I have like a real solid, like the fat phobia in this made me angry.
Yes. Or like if I cannot tolerate a second more of this. I need to go.
Yeah, I have to, I simply
I
have
have
to
to
leave.
evacuate the building. Very much so.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun. No shade, no tea to these reviewers. We just think that this is a fun guessing game.
I still have a one star review on Goodreads that I get likes to this day.
Wow. Nobody cares about my content.
No, it's just one book on one star review on a very popular book that people will still I still get likes every day on it. And I'm like, you guys, get out of the one stars. Get out of the one star reviews on Ice Planet Barbarians. Leave them out. Leave them alone, man. Ruby Dixon has done her time.
They're doing fine. They're getting traditionally published and
They are doing fine. They're probably making millions, and
good for them.
I'm yeah, I'm not.
I'm not. But if you hype up this podcast, maybe we could be.
Yeah, it's 100% in your court.
Maybe we could be.
Don't you're doing.
Moving
Um,
back to what we are reading at the
yes,
moment. Let's talk about some current reads.
yeah. Do you want me to get first?
Yes, please.
Okay, as I'm reading, I stumbled across. Speaking of sports romances, this series, I'm in this beautiful little niche of Canadian authors who write hockey romances,
Mm.
and I don't ever want to leave. And I hate hockey. I hate hockey. I hate men who play hockey. But some about these men. Specifically today, I'll talk about the Vancouver Storm series, which also all of these hockey Canadian romance books take place in Vancouver. And like no tea, no shade, but like there's other places in Canada that play hockey. It's not just Vancouver. They're not even particularly the best, you know. And again, I don't know
E.
hockey. I don't know, but from what I've seen on social media.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
anyway,
Said you didn't like hockey.
yeah, because I don't care. I'm from Calgary. Calgary Flames don't care.
Mm.
Uh, don't care about any of it. Um, what I do care about is this book. So, the series kind of follow like I will say if you're going into any kind of hockey romance, they're going to be the same cliches. Like it is very formulaic. You're going in for a good time and a long time. Um, what I do like about this book is the relationships are a little bit more fleshed out in the series. Like the people seem more real than uh, there's the other series that I've read that's hockey romances. The Full of Me, Convince Me, Unravel Me.
Oh,
I have the books, but I can't remember what the heck the one. Oh, here it is. The Becca Mack. She's also a Canadian author, I believe.
okay.
Yeah, she's a Canadian author as well who does hockey romances. Her books, I find the characters a little bit more caricature-y, which
Mm.
isn't bad. It just depends what you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
The Vancouver Storm books, I find the characters a little more grounded. Um, I'm talking about the third book, The Wingman. So this book is about this woman who, and of course, oh gosh, what is even her name? That is so embarrassing.
No, it's real.
I'm like, what is her name now that I'm looking? Um, I know the guy's name, but not the girl's name. And it's from her POV. How embarrassing. Oh, it is Darcy. Darcy is her name. Sorry. So Darcy is in this long-term relationship with this man who's like she's very much settling for. He like takes her for granted. They're engaged to be married. She breaks off their engagement and moves to Vancouver to kind of start over. And that's where she starts rooming with her best friend Hayden, who is this hockey player on this team. And he basically starts, she's like, I want to know what it's like to date. Can you teach me how to date? The classic, like, I teach you how to do the thing. And then they start to fall in love. Um, but he is like notorious playboy and he doesn't want to be in a relationship. So he's like, how can I like this girl, but also not? I don't want to be in a relationship. I've never been a relationship guy, but like I have feelings for her and I don't want her to date anybody else. Specifically, I really liked the commentary on the relationship she had previously to this relationship in the book.
Mhm.
Um, Talks a lot about like loss of identity in relationships, of how uh Darcy lost a lot of herself in this man and in this way that he wanted to live his life. Like she gets out of the relationship, she's like, I'm gonna do things for me. I'm gonna dye my hair. I'm gonna do this. This is like, I'm trying to figure out who I am after I've been in a relationship where someone told me who to be for so long.
Mm.
Um, which is kind of like, I think is an interesting conversation paired with this like very like, and we're going to hockey games, and he's like hot and sweaty. It's a nice balance of the two where you're like a little tee hee ha ha, but also a little like, oh yeah, you can get lost in relationships, and that is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. All three of the books so far, three books. Fourth comes out in June. Are delightful, and they're also on Kindle Unlimited, so you can read them for the price of your subscription if you are so inclined to. Um, but it's spicy, it's fun, and I really liked it. I thought it was a fun little read. Her books I read like back to back to back. I found the first book and I was like, oh, perfect. This is exactly like. So I read them back to back, and they're wonderful.
Fun.
So that's what I'm reading. I'm excited for June for the next one to come out.
Oh, fun.
I'm trying to think. Oh, I just started this other romance book, which unofficially I'll talk about, but it's sad. The love interest husband dies in the first chapter, and like it's like he dies of like cancer, and it's very sad. And I was like, oh my god, okay.
What book is it?
Let me look it up. Let me tell you right now. It's on Kindle Unlimited.
Okay.
Always You and Me by Danny Atkins.
Okay.
It's really good so far, but I'm like, huh,
Ooh.
stop.
It's a lot.
It
Strong,
is.
strong start.
So that's why I was like, I could talk about that. But I think I'd rather talk about this hockey book I read a few months ago.
Fair enough.
Better.
I am also talking about some books that I read a while ago.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say hockey romance. And I was like, no way.
No, I could talk about a hockey romance, but I'm saving it.
Okay.
So it's time. It's time for me on the podcast to talk about India Holton's new series that she's publishing. We have The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, which I read at the end of last year, and
Yes.
then The Geographer's Map to Romance came out in March. So, no, the first week of April.
Mm.
Yeah. So, first book, Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love. We follow Beth and Devin. They are both ornithologists, which means that they study birds. In this world, because it is a historical fantasy, these birds are magical. So they have magical properties to them. They go on expeditions. It is comped to The Mummy, which I very much see. I tell people that it's like The Mummy meets The Muppets. Like the most wonderful mashup way. And also where both of them are kind of a little bit of Evie and Brendan's character. Because they're both scholarly and there both
Yes.
adventurous, you know? So they meet while while Beth is on an expedition with her like mentor and at her university, and Devin swoops in and takes her prize and sort of sabotages her, and it's a little bit of hate to love, and she really doesn't like him. And then when she is recovering in a parlor with her mentor. They are surrounded by a bunch of other ornithologists, and a like call kind of goes out that there is about to be a birding competition. There is this highly coveted bird. It is somewhere. Somebody has put it somewhere, and if the ornithologists can find it, they get like bragging rights and tenure. And they're all like, "Hello, we want tenure." So everybody is now rushing to find this bird, and you come to find out that this competition is totally fabricated. And there is like a team of like PR people behind it. And they are trying to get people into ornithology. Like that is the whole point. And
That's really
they
funny.
originally kind of tapped Devin, I think, to be the winner, but then they start to see the chemistry between Devin and Beth. So they start manipulating everything around them so that they are forced together and they
So
are
fun.
forced to continue this competition as a duo. And it's funny because like it's the like would it have happened anyway or were certain circumstances helped by these PR people?
Yes.
And it's just so fun. Like my favorite part of India's writing is that she's able to take these really beautiful historical settings and create a great historical romance and then add a wonderful element of whimsy. Like, I'm a whimsy person. I think if you can make something extremely funny and tongue in cheek, it makes it so much better, but it has to be done
Yes.
well. And she is a master at it. She also writes historical clothing so well. So well. So that's Ornithologists. I read this back to back last year. I literally finished it and restarted it. That's how much I
So
liked it.
good.
Um,
So
it was one
good.
of my 5-star reads of the year. The only critique I have of this book is it ends a chapter early. It needed one more chapter. I'm really, really tired of, and this is kind of happening throughout romance, I feel like,
Yeah.
where the climax happens in the last chapter.
Preach,
Like the
girl.
the climax of the book happens, and then there's actually no resolution. The resolution is the moments after the climax, and I'm like, I just need a wrap up. Like,
Give me a
yes,
little
it needs
epilogue
to
moment.
be a lot, but I just need something that like actually wraps up the story. And I remember listening to the audiobook and it finished, and I was like, wait, what's happening?
Where's the next chapter?
Where's the
Why is
next
it
chapter?
so
And then I was like,
here?
oh, it's over. Okay. So
Okay.
that was my only critique. I think I originally gave it 4 stars because of that, but honestly, it's really good. So
Yeah.
it's really 5 stars. And then we have the sequel, The Geographer's Map to Romance, which follows geographers. And we have Elodie and Gabriel. We meet Gabriel very quickly in Ornithologists.
Okay.
And they are basically like, how do I describe what they are? They are sent to handle like magic disruptions in magic in the world. So
Okay. Okay.
usually there's like a heightened magical thing happening somewhere. They will send a geographer or a team of geographers to sort it out and deal with
Okay.
it. And that's them. So Elodie is a professor and she is on her way to deal with this magical disruption. And she gets to the train station, her assistant is debriefing her, and then she turns around, and who is also standing on the platform but her husband, Gabriel, who she hasn't seen in a year because they are in a marriage of convenience because he needed to move into a new house. And to move in, he needed to be married. And she
Okay.
overheard him telling somebody this,
Yeah.
and she kind of liked him already. Like she was attracted to him and like admired him. But she was also like, well, if I get married, there's a chance that people will see me a little bit differently because I'm not going to be a single woman in
Sure.
this profession. I'll be a married woman, and my husband is really well admired.
Yeah.
So in the middle of this room, she's like, I'll marry you.
Romantic.
And so they get married. And then the house that he wanted to move into, between the time that he spoke to the woman and the time that they get married, somebody else is renting it.
No.
And they just kind of split ways. They're like, well,
Nice knowing you,
nice
sir.
knowing you. And they work at the same college. So they do see each other a lot and they work in the same profession. And because they have the same last name, because she changed her last name,
Oh, God.
the reason they're both on this dig together is because somebody sent a letter to both of them because they didn't know who it was for.
Crazy.
So now they're both stuck in Wales, in this little village, and this little village doesn't want the magic to go away. They don't want the disruptions that are being caused to go away because it's bringing in tourists.
Capitalism.
Yeah. But the thing that Elodie and Gabriel keep pointing out is that it's actually really dangerous because if somebody gets hit by an errant thing, they like turn into a farm animal for 24 hours.
So fun.
Yeah,
And then they get eaten because it's the end of Charlotte's Web.
exactly.
And that's what I'm saying. Better not die of
So,
natural causes.
right. So they're battling with these villagers that don't want them there. There is a very sassy goat that they have to deal with quite often.
Love.
Doesn't speak, just sassy. And then there is somebody from the government there to oversee them because that's who hires them to do these things, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
And he is trying to like manage the money. So he's like, we can't do that. It's gonna cost the government too much money. But then he's getting freaked out, so he keeps trying to leave. And they're like, you're a coward.
Capitalism is failing. Get out.
And and slowly but surely you start to figure out like, do they both have feelings for each other? Is this like snipping one-sided? Is it
Yeah.
just a coping mechanism?
Yeah.
And what I love the most about India's writing, and she started to introduce these characters in the Dangerous Damsel series, but has really kept them in this series, is most of her characters are neurodivergent. And we really get to see, I think, a great representation through a historical lens where, like,
Yeah.
she doesn't have to come right out and say that this person is autistic or
Yeah.
is ADD or ADHD. Like,
Hmm.
you pick it up by their mannerisms and by how they think and how they work through problems. And I just think that's so beautiful.
Hmm. How wonderful is that?
Yeah. And I loved
How,
it. 5 stars.
yeah. And they're beautiful.
They're so stunning.
They're really, really
So this
pretty.
is the map. It's
And
mountain.
that's just the mass market paperback.
Hmm.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And this is the other one. And the next one's like a dark academia, and it follows Gabriel's sister.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. And Gabriel is Devin's cousin. So it's like
It's on the family.
a little bit of a family affair, if you will.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So that's that. I'm glad I got to talk about it. I will keep yapping about these books until the day I die, I think.
As you should.
I hope so.
As you should. Yep.
You know? Because like I know I probably felt that way about Twilight when I read it, but I certainly don't feel that way about it now.
Well, speak for yourself. Just agreed. Agreed. Agreed.
Okay, I think that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you listened to this episode, please head on over to our Instagram and you can leave a single star emoji.
Just one.
Just one star. And if you're so inclined and you're on our YouTube channel, you can also leave it in the YouTube comments as well.
And answer that question about the farm animals because I
Yeah,
am genuinely
who
curious.
knows? Who knows the answer?
Someone out here.
Somebody does. And we didn't feel like Googling in real time, so
That's none of our business.
it's really not. It is not any of my business. Um, you can go ahead and follow us on YouTube, any podcast platform, Spotify. You can subscribe, follow, leave a star rating, rate us, rank
I've
us.
heard.
You can hit that notification bell on YouTube so that you get notified when a new episode comes out. They're coming out all summer. Oh, I feel like we've been leaving that part out because these episodes aren't coming out for a while. Our season is running for the length of this summer. So every
Where
week,
everyone else is done, we're going.
exactly. And you'll get a new episode every week. So we hope you are enjoying. We hope you will continue to enjoy through the rest of the summer. If you want to go ahead and follow me and Danielle on on our personal platforms,
Exclusive.
exclusive on our personal platforms so that you don't miss anything that we are up to. I'm at Deirdre Rose Morgan on Bindery, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
I'm DJ Books on TikTok and on Instagram.
And that is it. We will chat to you in the next one. Bye.